Welcome to this video about high quality teaching. High quality teaching for all. High quality teaching, led by teachers across the curriculum, is essential to achieving the best outcomes for all pupils. This includes adapted class teaching and support strategies for pupils with SEND and indicators of SEND in their daily lessons. 5 specific approaches are particularly well evidenced as having a positive impact. Teachers should develop a repertoire of these strategies, which they can use daily and flexibly in response to individual needs, using them as the starting point for classroom teaching for all pupils, including those with SEND. 5 a day. Explicit instruction. Teacher-led approaches with a focus on clear explanations, modelling and frequent checks for understanding. This is then followed by guided practice, before independent practice. Cognitive and metacognitive strategies. Managing cognitive load is crucial if new content is to be transferred into pupils' long-term memory. Provide opportunities for pupils to plan, monitor, and evaluate their own learning. Scaffolding. When students are working on a written task, provide a supportive tool or resource, such as a writing frame or a partially completed example. Aim to provide less support of this nature throughout the course of the lesson, week, or term. Flexible grouping. Allocate groups temporarily based on current level of mastery. This could, for example, be a group that comes together to get some additional spelling instruction based on current need before rejoining the main class. Using technology. Technology can be used by a teacher to model worked examples. It can be used by a student to help them to learn, to practice, and to record their learning. For instance, you might use a class visualizer to share students' work or to jointly rework an incorrect model. Common types of high-quality teaching strategies. 1. Flexible grouping combined with changing classroom layouts to fit with different activities and lessons where possible. Visual cues and prompts, including use of familiar symbols and visual reinforcements. Modelling. Using the pupil's first name to draw their attention, followed by keyword instructions. Breaking down longer instructions into smaller chunks, followed by checking that the pupil knows what to do. Scaffolding, for example, writing frames, partially completed examples, etc. Activities organised into small components. For example, this could include use of timers. Highlighting essential content and removing distracting information. Allowing additional time to respond during class discussions. Multisensory strategies. Differentiated worksheets, for example, use of graphic organisers. And metacognition approaches, pupils planning, monitoring and evaluating their own learning. Common types of high-quality teaching strategies. 2. Different recording and feedback methods. Concrete materials and props in activities and as part of instruction. Using technology. Backward chaining. Explicitly prompting, modelling and reinforcing positive behaviours. Non-verbal answers to questions, for example, thumbs up or thumbs down. Advanced notice of changes of activity or routine. Incorporating pupils' interests into learning activities. Energizers and stress-reducing mini-activities to break up and diversify tasks. Repeating or rephrasing pertinent comments made by other pupils in the class. Distraction and diversion strategies. Avoiding or explaining idioms, sarcasm and figures of speech. Verbal rehearsal in advance of responding to tasks. Avoiding moving around the room too much whilst talking to the class. Restorative approaches to repair relationships if and when needed. Use of limited choices to allow the pupil some control with the same end result. And celebration of strengths and reinforcement of success. Monitoring and quality assuring high-quality teaching. When carrying out lesson observations, for example as part of the school's routine quality assurance and monitoring of teaching and learning, it is important to include coverage of pupils with identified SEND, pupils currently on the SEND register, in the lesson. It is also beneficial at times for SENCOs and other school leaders to carry out observations with a specific focus on the quality of teaching and learning for pupils with SEND. Observers usually require a copy of an annotated seating plan, identifying the pupils with SEND in the classroom. It can be helpful for these annotations to include categories and types of SEND also. The following questions are a general reference to guide this work. Elements of these questions may also inform the content of lesson observation forms used in the school. Engagement and behaviour of pupils with SEND in the lesson. How long does it take for pupils with SEND to organise themselves and settle down to work in the lesson? How do pupils with SEND manage distractions throughout the lesson? Are pupils with SEND engaged in the lesson's various activities, and what strategies are used by the teacher and any TAs to promote this? How do pupils with SEND engage with or respond to other pupils in the class? Is the seating plan and the grouping in the class effective for pupils with SEND? Do pupils with SEND appear to be resilient and prepared for and stimulated by challenges? How do they react if they make a mistake or do not understand? And are pupils with SEND enjoying their learning experiences in the lesson? Learning, progress and achievements of pupils with SEND in the lesson. Are pupils with SEND able to follow the teacher's instructions? Do they receive additional adult support with this when required? Are steps taken to ensure that pupils with SEND understand the lesson objective and the learning intentions at appropriate points throughout the lesson? Are pupils with SEND contributing actively to class and group discussions, and what does the teacher do to promote their inclusion in these activities? Is work set for pupils with SEND achievable but challenging? Are pupils with SEND able to undertake parts of the work independently? Is additional input from the teacher and/or teaching assistants enabling them to do this? What types of feedback are given to pupils with SEND to move their learning forward? And how is this feedback, including verbal feedback and written feedback, provided to them? Do pupils with SEND make good use of additional resources and aids provided? Does the teacher apply recommended differentiation strategies in their teaching for individual pupils with SEND in the class, specific to their areas of need? And are pupils with SEND making progress during the lesson? This is the end of this video. You can view more videos on this channel in the Bite Size series, including other Bite Size SENCO videos.